through the Sailpoint. Right, because yeah. Yeah. Why didn't they add that functionality that way? You said right now I get one idea. Do you implement this into present in my nation, that this is how we can add one more additional security layer? Well, actually right, I mean, this is, kind of a next level authentication, that first user access will get authenticated. Okay, if I'm logging into financial system if I am that access, then only I'll show that access will be, sure, I think it will. It will increase the overhead and, I think that could be one reason why. Organization, Too much. It becomes like thousands of tables and thousands of hundreds. You are accessing one system now. You are first you. You have to go to through. 3, for validation route. Then you will be only You will be able to log into the system. Okay, but this is only for the information's sake that this group member is giving here. Okay. And another question I have is, you must have some kind of a document that tells, how do you onboard a real application? Yes. So these two questions. 1. What kind of information do we need for the application in a remote procedure? Call. What is the how do you connect to? That is one. Something like that, and about all those, way, which server, which, where it is running. What is the address? Physical, full path or something like that. That kind of a requirement document should be there, 1 and R. The second thing is you ask that admin of that application, hey, Sailpoint wants in this format, if you can give me your user data? Which is ridiculous, because you need to do that every single day or every week or whatever updates. That will be hard. That will be a manual process. Which process people do and how things are done currently. Okay. So, coming to first question, basically we have I have a document. The application onboarding document and the questionnaire that we use whenever we are talking to a new application on our right, we onboard new application. So we have to reach out to that application on our enemy to ask question. Based on that we take some decision. Okay, this is how we'll onboard this application, right, updating this data weekly and also generally see the right way to use Sailpoint is you should have a direct connectivity, your system end-to-end connectivity, and there should not be any manual intervention in this process, then only we are basically using the 100% your utilization. We are doing 100% realization of Sailpoint tool as an security. Yeah, that should be right. I think that's the right thing to do, yeah, but that is not possible because, every system, that application, every application has their own issues, own challenges. Some has data issues, some has security issues, some has, they don't know how the application is complex, internally right. And sometimes they don't have any idea how to provide a connection right. So there's a number of issue when you work with different application right. So there's so many issues, for example, their application teams. They feel that if they give complete access to you to their database, basically, they will lose the dependency as an employee employment first. Second, it can lead a security issue and they will be fired, right? So this too is a reason. I do remember clearly there was a big client in North America, and I was working for application onboarding project, and I have to onboard a Prof 80 application in a 1 year. That time, we reach out to different application owner to collect the information first we present. Okay, you know that client is using IAM tool. Now, we have to onboard all the application in the same point too. Now, in order to do that, we need information from you. This is a template. We need information, we need your application type, how many users you have, what is a unique attribute you maintain, how frequently you update your system, etc. So many things we ask, right? But sometimes they said we cannot provide you access, because we are not sure what you will do with our system. We are taking care of the system from a long time. This is our responsibility. Now, if we give a direct connectivity to you, what you will do we don't know. So for that reason, this is not with that client. This is a very common scenario. So in that case, what they do with Maximum? They provide a read-only access to us. With that, we can only read the data. We cannot assign, for example, the self-service right. An end user can want to request for this. That is not possible, so only we do the aggregation. We get the data here inside the Sailpoint. We perform reporting policy, etc. access review. Basically we use the Sailpoint as a tool, but we don't use as an IAM security end-to-end. So this is a limitation and we cannot do anything based on the different client, different teams. For example, SAP system, APIS system, also provide that self-service and all those functionality. You can go to SAP system and you can request for SAP access. They have their own lifecycle manager model, all together within SAP system. But when you are implementing IAM in the biggest IAM solution which will cover all of your application, SAP will only cover SAP application. So it will cover all type of application. Now client purchase a Sailpoint license. Definitely client want to implement all application within the same centralized system, right? But now SAP team will say that why we will give you access, we already have all this feature, provisioning forms, policy, etc. Workflow and all approval why we give you access, but the decision needs to be, totally depend on the customer what decision they are taking. But as a consultant, we have to provide them what is the best recommended practice from the salesman perspective. And not from the salesman perspective, any IAM perspective. The purpose of IAM team management is basically control all of your employee and the access that they have on different system. But if you don't connect your system into centralized system, we cannot see the data. Who is doing what access they have in that system, what they are doing it right. We cannot generate any. We cannot implement any policy. We cannot review their access. We cannot do anything, so that is a minimum thing. You should connect all your application with an IAM in order to gain maximum benefit from the Sailpoint or any IAM tool, actually not the Sailpoint only. Now, once you have all on board, all the application, let's say 100, 200, 300. Some big companies may have 500 applications, or whatever. So once you did that, So if a user logs in, there is no SSO kind of a thing. Enabled from Sailpoint, right, correct. So end of the day, is anything happening from Sailpoint to your user? The user does everybody within the company log into Sailpoint first? No. They don't log in, basically don't log in. Yeah, so the whole part of this is, managing your identities and providing reports. The limitation of this identity manager. Just the identity manager is, just to understand and organize and view the data of all the users. Of all applications in one place. Is that right? Yeah, that is correct. But on top of that, Sailpoint, mainly responsible for adding and removing your access day to day. Okay, that is automated within the Sailpoint and only few people are actually interacting with those requests. But it's not like, okay, your data is added into Sailpoint. Now we are just only using for report purpose, generating different analytics and all no. Every day something is updating on my access. I'm getting requesting for some SharePoint, a resource right. Some file is provided on the SharePoint server, so I need that access. That will be actually happening through Sailpoint. Let's say, my business unit got changed. So, based on my business unit, ultimately I will get, some access on the new business on it, a business unit, and based on the previous business unit, I will lose some access. So all those in and out flow automatically trigger from the Sailpoint? It's not. It's not just used for the collecting data and providing an analytics and report and all it do a lot of things.